don't feel real. It does not feel real at all. I mean, I know it idled fine. It was driving around the parking lot fine, but we just drove a Honda-powered Hellcat on a public street. We took the boat to the boat ramp. I mean, fitting, right? Before I got interrupted by that smoke earlier, I was gonna brag about how good this base map is. Now, it's smoking a little less now. Still a little smoking. Kind of want to see what's in here. That's just like ethanol water vapor. That's not oil or anything. For a car that's not even tuned just on a base map, I cannot say enough good stuff about this. It drives like a normal car. I honestly think it's 99.9% dyno ready as it sits. But there are two more things I want to check out before we throw it on the dyno tomorrow. Number one, I want to see if we can figure out why it's smoking so bad. Just maybe take a look inside the engine. And number two, once we've got it down here, put a little more mileage on it, you can see that the oil's not coming from a crack on the bottom of the oil pan, but it's all over the top of the oil pan as well, and that radiator pipe we made there. So if we're thinking right about this, there's going to be oil. There's not as much oil as I'd think on the back of that. That's interesting. Given how much oil was covering basically everything, I just assumed it was going to be the front main seal. Man, before we took that crank pulley off, I was pretty certain we had found our issue, but the timing cover all up here around the crank pulley, if you really get down to it, it ain't wet. But as soon as you go down to that little lip on the oil pan, which I know is really hard to show here, that's where we start getting some moisture. So unfortunately, we just don't have a definitive source for this oil leak, which ain't great, right, when there's so much of it. Now, the only thing we could really think is to go along that oil pan and snug up all the bolts. Now, none of them were really loose at all. You got maybe a eighth of a turn out of them. But now that we have a little bit of mileage on this thing, and we're starting to learn some of the downsides, I guess, or maybe quirks is the better way to put it, of the K-Series, we're starting to figure out just how bad this whole vibration problem is on the K24. One thing the K24s have that the K20s don't is a balance shaft on the oil pump. Well, when you switch to a K20 oil pump, you get rid of that. We've done exactly that, and that leads to just some horrible vibrations all throughout the car. And what it'll do is loosen up basically every bolt you tighten down. Keep in mind, there's maybe an hour of runtime on this engine, and all this stuff was tight. Not only for clearance, but the K20 oil pump's just a lot better suited for high performance, big turbo, high boost type K-Series like this. It's pretty much what everyone does, so it's not an issue that's unique to us, but it kind of sucks nonetheless, right? As far as our leak situation is concerned, though, in the case that we haven't fixed it by snugging those bolts down, the most important thing is to find out exactly where it's coming from. So to do that, we're going to use this. It's leak tracing powder that I believe Tim's grandfather bought at the AutoZone grand opening back in like